So guys, I tried to pause it, but I stopped it instead. But here's the crazy part. They said that they thought I was going to be like Westworld. I think I saw the first few minutes of Westworld and turned off it. But they said they thought I was going to be like Westworld. So if they hit me with things, then when I'm sleeping, I'd move around, and they would sell me as some sort of video person that if they hit me with something, then when I'm sleeping, I'll move around and it'll be like Westworld. That sounds nuts. We're dealing with people who sound crazy. But while I'm doing this, I want to start to show you some of the things that are important in this whole situation. In the previous video, you may have seen something on the floor. We'll talk about that in another video. I have a lot of things I want us to discuss. So I'm just going to show you, like, I don't even change my clothes at this point. I'm being hit with something. My privacy is being invaded. So you can tell that there's clearly an issue. But let's get some things covered before I go on to other things. So I have proof now that the way I talked about what happened with the lawyer was accurate. Now they have another lie on me. They said that I claimed that some school allowing people who are dealing with disabilities, physical or mental disabilities, was an issue. That's not true, because even my school allowed people who have disabilities, whether physical, mental disabilities, to go attend. That just sounds crazy. I think what they're trying to do is misrepresent something. But again, I need to put that out there so that we can address that. The other thing is that they lied about my degree. I have a bachelor in psychology. And if you look here, if you have a bachelor in psychology during the time I attended, you get a bachelor of science. So you don't get a bachelor of arts. So that's that. This is how it's going to be with them now. I'll just keep outing them. I want you to see just how racist, anti-black, and anti-woman they are. The other thing is they talked about special academic programs. That's something else I wanted to address. They talked about what was the other thing? Oh, fellowships. Like, on my resume, I was a member of the Fordham Club and the Matteo Ricci Society, and they wanted to discredit that. They wanted to talk about, I'm going to have a whole other video for some of the other stuff. I just want to do this really fast. These will be the fast topics. The full video will be this other topic. Talked about Dean's List. I was Dean's List. They didn't want to deal with that. I told you, the other video that I'm going to talk about is what I told you before about HIAP, but I said that quickly. I want to go into it more in depth, but I want a whole video of just that, so that we can kind of get that done. They talked about going to counseling centers, that counseling centers was some sort of mental health problem, but I'll let you guys see the description so that you can see that anyone who goes to the counseling center, it's private, it's confidential, and it has nothing to do with mental problems, which, again, that's a recurring theme with them, mental issues. So they try to twist the situation, and then they were exposing themselves by talking about a counseling center being something to do with mental problems. That's a lie. So this is what I have to do with these folks. I have to always kind of keep telling the world how these people operate, because it's racist, it's sexist, and most of all, I think it's elitist. Certain people think they're superior. So this was something I needed to cover. And I told you guys I was a member of Fordham Club. The other thing that they had an issue with is I did an honors thesis in senior year in college. So it's fall semester into spring semester. And because of that, it entitled me to say that I graduated with honors in psychology, which I did. Part of the prerequisite of getting admitted into the honors thesis program in psychology is that you had to have a certain GPA, and then you had to have the approval of the chairman of the department or the chairperson of the department. And I did. And the other part of that is that once you graduate with that certain GPA and completed the honors thesis, then you have graduated with honors in psychology. So that's done. All right, so the next thing is I told you folks that I had a form for jewelry so that I could show you how these the pendants I made would work on a figure. So I'm going to just pause this for a moment and then come back to show you how it works on the neckline. Okay, so I'm going to show you how this works on the neckline so that you folks can see. Okay, so it's substantial. It's not a small piece. It's definitely a piece that would stand out, and it's so different. So I wanted to show you that. All right, and then the last thing that I would like to address, there's so much. I mean, I'm going to bring this in again so that we can kind of get something else resolved. You know, the last thing is that they created this, I believe, in order to invade my privacy, steal my ideas, take credit for my work, and most of all, keep me constantly revved up, not working on things that I could be working on, constantly involved in their schemes and scams. And so, in addition to trying to take my apartment, they felt that if I relocated and I moved away from this apartment, I wouldn't be a shareholder anymore. I would just be a renter, and they could take part of my equity and steal it from me. I also would then have to be put in a position where I would have to move 24 years worth of stuff out of this apartment, and it would cost thousands of dollars to do that. So it would not only be something where they steal my money, but they would be generating money. This whole thing is a way for them to generate money off my life. The last part of this, which I think is the most important part of this, is that in order to discredit me and change who I am, my identity, I told you guys I went to Cardinal Spellman High School. They even lied and said that I don't have a Regents diploma. And I had to find the actual pamphlet that we got from Cardinal Spellman to show that I do have a Regents diploma from high school. And then they said that I was suspended in high school. I was never suspended in high school. This was just one attack after another to keep me constantly discredited and to have people think less of me. The other part of this is that I got so caught up in the things that they were saying that the physical pain and what I've been subjected to, I've shown you guys the marks on my legs. I've shown you the marks on my hands, my back, my shoulders. You've seen my face. I'm going to show you guys again the marks on my temples so that you can understand that this wasn't some game. It wasn't, and you can see marks on my face. It wasn't a game. It was a way to keep me down, to keep me involved, but also just to have complete and total control. One of the big lies that they had is that some guy I dated, you can check it out with the Stalkers Will Be Exposed college boyfriend, was currently in my life. I haven't spoken to him in over a decade. I've shown you in a previous video, he married someone else. I was happy for him. The relationship wasn't what they wanted it to be. I don't understand how that became a thing. So they said, you know what? Everybody hates me. Everyone thinks I'm horrible. Well, guess what, folks? If that's how they feel about me, why would they want to be in my life? Then I would say, okay, well, if you then say you want me to move someplace, why suggest where I move? Wouldn't you just say, I just want you to get out, go someplace, you're such a horrible person, I don't want to be involved with you. They don't say that. What they say instead is, we have to be connected. I don't get it. There must be someone out there who can explain this to me. Why, if you are stalking and harassing me, would you leave a comment on my video? That is a way of connecting to me. So there must be somebody, maybe someone much smarter than I am, who would understand why someone who's stalking and harassing me wants to constantly stay in my life, constantly keep me in their orbit. The only explanation I can think of is the one that I told you immediately. This is a criminal group. They're a criminal organization, a network of criminals who decided to, I call it latch on, where they suck you dry. They decided to grab hold of me and they don't want to let me go. So every single scheme and scam involves me either working for them, involved with them, or interacting with them. So with the schemy scammy, I'm going to give you a rundown. It was, I was supposed to move to a specific place. I was supposed to let a specific group of people live with me. I was supposed to be involved in some packaging scam, some fencing scam, prostitution. They wanted me to be with rich people. It was just one thing after another. And part of why they're upset now is that in this state, I'm not presentable to the people they wanted me to be presentable to. That's the most important part of this. The second part that isn't as important is that they thought that in some way, by making me seem discredited to this particular organization, that I would be willing to do what they wanted me to do, and that they would then craft my image for a different group of people. So I would be forced to be two different people. And I can't do that. I don't know if you guys have watched, I have like 300 plus videos. I can't be two different people. I am who I am. There is no secret me. So I wouldn't be able to be this person. I said this before. I believe that when you're broken down, you attract broken down things. I will not let them break me down, no matter how hard they punch, hit me with things. I may fall down, but I'm not going to get broken down. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you folks what I mean by broken down. You know how you get something and you use it and then it gets broken down and you can't repair it? You don't want to throw it out, but you have to because it can't be repaired. I don't want to be that. And I hope if you're watching this and you're in a similar situation, you don't let that happen to you either. Because we can get through this. We do not have to be irreparably damaged. We do not have to be irreparable. We can be repaired. Okay? Don't let these people get you to a point where you feel so broken down that you cannot go on. Please don't let these people do that. Don't do that to yourself. And definitely, if these people are doing it to you, post video, contact law enforcement and tell people. I'm not responding to comments because I don't want my stalkers to then become your stalkers. And I had a situation like that already where somebody posted a comment and one of my stalkers kind of got involved in a back and forth with them. I don't want that to happen to anyone, and I don't want that in the comment section. But most of all, don't let these people break you down so much that you cannot get back up. I'm not going to let that happen to me. I promise you. And if something's going on with you folks and you post a video, encourage your viewers to contact the police and contact law enforcement. I think if enough of us who are going through this spread the word, get law enforcement to do something about this stalker situation. This is more than stalker. This is abuse. But if enough of us talk about it, spread the word, get the word out, something can be done. And I just wanted to let you know that if you heard anything today, I have the TV on in the background. The last comment I want to make before I end this video is that they have some sort of advanced technology where they said they can put words that I didn't say, like a deep fake video, and it could seem like I said it. Listen, if you need to get an idea of who I am, I told you. I've given you, I got over 300 videos. I've been in the Bronx for 48 years. I went to St. Angelo Merici, St. Helena's, Cardinal Spellman, and Fordham University. Post-baccalaureate studies program I was accepted into at Columbia, and I took an evening course more than one evening course at NYU. They're going to wonder what the other one was. One was to prep for a GRE, which I didn't end up taking, and the other one was in accounting, which I still use. So that's who I am. And that gives you an idea of the type of person I am. And I'm not going to let them break me down so much that I cannot repair myself. I may be down, but trust me, I can get back up. And I hope the same for you and every single person going through this. We will expose them. We will fight back. They will not win. And today and every day I say this, today's the day I know it for sure. And I hope you guys feel the same. Thanks for watching. I'll post more videos soon.